Welcome, everybody, to Rain or Shine Sports Network's Pro Football Weekly. Tonight, we'll be talking about last week's game. We'll recap last week's games. We will give our Rain and Shine rankings and teams of the week. Update the standings of the contest between Robbie and I, which I didn't do so well in last week. Talk a little fantasy football, give you the leaders from last week, and then give our predictions for this coming week with each of us picking a leg of a parlay as well. Didn't do too well with that last week. Both of our legs were bad. So before it had been all my fault why we wouldn't have won. This time it was both of us. So I'm due to pick the right one this week, or pick a right one, I guess I should say. Any words for that, Robbie? Anything to add at all?
Whatever.
All right. Okay.
I was a point and a half away. It was close.
Yeah. I had an over/under of. I took the under in Pittsburgh and Indianapolis. Who would have thought that they would have been over? 40?
I had the over of Buffalo and the Ravens, and they had 45, and it was 46 and a half. Of course.
All right. So last week, again, another week of surprises, and the NFL has got to be loving the parody that is out there right now. So Dallas beat the New York Giants last Thursday, 20-15. Chicago Bears over the Rams, 24-18. Indianapolis beat Pittsburgh, 27-24. Tampa Bay all over Philadelphia, 33-16. Houston over Jacksonville, 24-20. San Francisco over New England, 30-13. Kansas City over the Chargers, 17-10. Tennessee over Miami, 31-12. Atlanta over New Orleans, 26-24. Minnesota beats Green Bay, goes to 4-0, 31-29. How about Denver over the Jets, 10-9?
No idea.
I don't know where that came from. Cincinnati 34, Carolina 24. Washington over Arizona, 42-14. Las Vegas over Cleveland, 20-16. Baltimore all over Buffalo, 35-10. And Detroit beat Seattle in a really good Monday night game, 42-29. So taking a look at those games, Robbie, which one would you say was your? We're going to jump right into the teams, the rain team and the shine team. So the rain team of the week, the worst, below expectation. Which team did the worst, do you think, in their game?
Obviously, there's a couple contenders for this title, but for me, I have Philadelphia. I expected a lot more out of them, even though I know Tampa Bay is not the easiest defense to play against. I just expected a lot more offensively. It just kind of felt like there was nothing going on at all. So.
Well, you're right. Same boat as me. I picked Philadelphia as well. Losing 33-16, and the team just seems totally in shambles the way it is right now, and I don't think there's any cohesiveness at all among that team. So how about your shine team?
Mine was a team that I expected to start off a little bit hotter than they are. I had Baltimore. They actually, it very surprised me that they just handled the Bills. The Bills the same way for me that the Eagles were. I almost put them up there too. Right. But it was just like they had nothing going on. It was just kind of this is how it's going to be. Okay. No scoring, but whatever.
Well, we're on the same page on that one too, because I picked Baltimore as well. Yep. 35-10. I just, to beat Buffalo the way they did, that's saying something for that team. Mm-hmm. So, all right, let's go on to our rain and shine rankings. The rain rankings are the bottom three teams in the NFL. Teams number 30, 31, and 32. Who do you have at number 30?
These changed up quite a bit. I have the Giants in my 30 spot.
Okay.
I know it was kind of a tougher game against Dallas, but it's
I have Carolina in my 30. How about 31?
That's where I have Carolina.
I wonder if we have the same number 32. I have the Giants at 31, so we've flip-flopped those. How about the worst team in the NFL right now?
So I'm looking at a record. I think they're the only team that doesn't have a loss or that has no wins. But I'm not going to put them in that spot. I think right now it is the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think the team right now that would struggle the most is the Miami Dolphins. That's a team that just can't seem to find anything without Tua there, and I just don't see it getting any better. So that's the bottom three for me: Carolina, the Giants, and Miami. Robbie has the Giants, Carolina, and Cleveland. So how about our shine teams? These have changed a little bit too.
Not for me. They've stayed relatively close to being the same, except for this one. One team changed back in there.
How about number 3?
Well, this team was my one. How many weeks in a row? Maybe 3, 2 or 3. I got Buffalo or no Kansas City. Sorry, wait. Did you say 3 or 1?
Number 3.
Okay, Buffalo. Yeah.
That's who I have in number 3 as well. I think the loss to Baltimore was a bad loss, but at the same time, I think they're a good enough team to be able to bounce back. Oh, yeah. You look at the undefeated teams that are left, and I think you have to have them at 1 and 2. I really do. And then I think the best 3-1 team out there right now, anyway, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They were on the road to Baltimore. Is Buffalo. So I have Buffalo 3. I have Minnesota 2.
Yep.
And I have Kansas City 1.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, we're agreeing on a lot here. This is almost like the debate last night.
I know we should really
vice president debate. This isn't going to work out at all. We've got to do some things about that. So let's update the standings from last week. I went 8-8 to make my record. What was it? 33-29.
Whew.
And you were 11-5?
Yep, I was 11-5 for the week.
And so Robbie's record is 38-24. I'm 5 games behind him. So got some work to do for this week, and I think I'm going to take care of that, and hopefully this is the week.
You say that every week.
Hey, last week I picked up a couple.
Yeah, but you say it every week. You're supposed to.
This week, not so much.
Yeah, we've got a little bit less games to go.
Yeah, now with the bye weeks. So Detroit, the Chargers, Philadelphia, and Tennessee will not be in action this week. That might be a week that Philadelphia maybe can find themselves a way to get a little bit better because they need to get it together. They have the talent to be able to do some stuff. So, how about last week's fantasy football leaders? The top 3 in each quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end positions.
All right, we're starting off. This guy just came back from looked pretty bad injury. Jordan Love. Yeah, he had 39.16 points, 389 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Did throw 3 interceptions though, but he also got a 2-point conversion.
I feel absolutely horrible. I'm working weekends now, so I don't get a chance to watch the games. I did not know that Jordan Love played last weekend.
I didn't either until I saw them running out when Scott Hansen came on when we were watching Red Zone. I'm like, oh, he's playing. Okay. Unfortunately, they still lost, but he played all right.
Yeah,
other than the 3 picks, but
wow. Well, that's good to know, though. Good.
All right. Justin Fields is up there with number 2 with 33.98. He had 312 passing as well. He had a touchdown, no interceptions. He had 55 yards on the ground with also 2 rushing touchdowns added on there. And then number 3 was Baker Mayfield. This is the second time he's been up there.
Yeah.
Are we seeing are we going to see a better Baker Mayfield? So
I think we
32.8. Yeah, he's.
I think we have.
32.88, 347 passing yards through two touchdowns, no interceptions. He did also have a rushing touchdown too.
Wow.
Yep.
Way to go, Baker.
All right. Now this one, are we going to see more of this name in the number 1 spot? Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
209 total yards.
Yeah, 199 rushing.
Yeah. He had 3 catches for 10 yards or something like that. It's like, and he had 1 rushing touchdown and 1 receiving. So he had 35.9 fantasy points there.
I think he jumped off to the first play of the game.
It was the first game. Yeah,
87-yard run.
I was like, I saw that. I'm like, here we go. Playing against him in fantasy. So, yeah, kind of checked out at that point. He had 35.9. Kenneth Walker in the second spot, 33.6. He had 116 total yards. And then he added 3 touchdowns to that total.
He had a great game. He really did.
It was a good game for him.
Ran
especially
hard.
That weird takedown avoid flip thing he did.
That was amazing. It really was.
And he did something similar in week 1 where he was running towards the end zone and a defender went straight at him and he ducked under him but flipped him over his shoulder too. So everyone's like, does he have a wrestling background or something? We don't know. Probably. DeAndre Swift. First time seeing this guy up there. 29.5. He had 165 total yards and 1 touchdown. Does that kickstart the running game for Chicago? Maybe. We'll see.
Perhaps. Wide receivers.
Right. Nico Collins. This is the second time in this list. He has 33.1. He had 12 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. Now, this is where it gets weird. I forgot to put the points for the third guy, but the second guy I had the points. Jaden Reed, 27.1. He had 7 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown. And then another Green Bay receiver is in the third spot. Dontavian Wicks, 5 catches, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I should pull that up real quick. It was 28 or something like that. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how they managed to have 2 people at 24.8. So, yeah, still good. Jordan Love was throwing all over the place. So
yeah, that's great. I'm glad to see him make it back so quick.
All
Tight
right,
ends.
Tight ends. All right. Tucker Kraft, another Green Bay player. He had 20.8, 6 catches, 53 yards, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion on top of that.
And again, with the tight ends in the league we play, we have they
tight
get
end premium.
Yeah, it's a 1.5 per catch, I think is what it was.
Yeah, and then you get another half
first
point
downs
for a first
and
down.
stuff. They get a point as well. So point totals may not add up, but anyway, that's just we're in the sleeper leagues, and that's the scoring that they use for it. So these numbers are from that league.
Yep.
Okay.
Now your guy, Travis Kelce's up there. He's in the 2 spot.
About damn time. I was about ready to give up on the guy.
I told you not to. So 20.4. So not like the worst game he's ever had. The last few are not very good. But he had 7 catches, 89 yards. All of that comes after Rashee Rice, unfortunately, getting injured. But
yeah, that's not going to help Kansas City at all. So
it was very unfortunate to see the look on Mahomes' face after he realized how seriously hurt he had caused.
Didn't they run into each other? Isn't that what the deal was? Or
yeah,
Mahomes
he went to
kind of got in the way?
He went to tackle the guy and missed the tackle, and Rashee Rice was there. His helmet and shoulder went right into his knee.
Oh,
so
yeah.
And after that, that was it for him. But it is what it is. It's football. You got to keep playing. So.
Yep, for sure.
And then Pat Freiermuth, 19.7. He had 5 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. And that wraps up the top 3 for each position last week.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I have the opportunity to play both leagues against my wife this week. So the first year we played twice and I won. That was 7 years ago, I think, 6 years ago. And just last year, I finally came back and beat her one time. So I have not had very good luck against my wife. So it's good that we're playing both leagues the same weekend, so that way I don't have to go through this thing twice. So we'll see what happens. Maybe
twice
I can.
In 1 week is worse than twice over the whole season.
No. Once the week's over, I can move on to clean slate to the next week. So. All right, that's the fantasy football update for the week. And now we're going to move on to the predictions for this week. Am I forgetting anything, Rob? I think we've got it.
All right. That last week, Rob Burns was on here.
Oh, Rob Burns, yes.
Yep.
Rob was 8-8 as well. That's the same week I had too. So what we're going to do is we'll use percentage points if he's able to get on and compete against us for this high honor. Lots at stake in this contest. So pride. It's all about pride.
Isn't that a sin?
Pride?
Isn't it a sin?
I thought he was a lion, isn't he? All right, here we go. Tomorrow night, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Tampa Bay 3-1. Atlanta 2-2. What do you got happening here? Is Atlanta going to get a couple more turnover defensive touchdowns to help them out? Who you got?
I got the Bucks on this one. Atlanta just needs to start clicking. Like it's so off and on. They just need to figure out a way to be consistent all around. So
all right, you got Tampa Bay. I have Tampa Bay. Moving on to Sunday morning game, our time anyway, 6:30 in the morning here on the West Coast. New York Jets. Well, we call it at Minnesota, but it's overseas. Is this a London game? Can't remember if it was in London or not. I think it's in London. Might be in Germany. It's not here. 6:30 in the morning. Got the Jets or Minnesota? Does Minnesota
keep? It is London. Yep.
Does Minnesota keep the unbeaten streak alive?
No.
Oh.
I think the Jets start clicking again because I know that the running game hasn't been too great. Passing game has been here and there. I think the Jets get everything going offensively, and then I know the Vikings have maybe the top 3 defense in the NFL right now, but I just have a feeling that the Jets pull this off.
Yeah, and the Jets, I think they're the total yardage and the rushing defense. I think they're number 2 in the league. So
this is gonna be
they can play some defense against Minnesota. I actually picked New York as well, so I think the Jets will win too. What? You got this look like, oh, you're not supposed to pick them?
Yeah, you're supposed to pick the other team. You go first, and then you pick yours, and then we'll see.
All right. Carolina at Chicago. Carolina 1-3. Chicago 2-2. Chicago is going to win again. They're going to go to 3-2. I got the Bears. You?
I got the Bears too. Can you stop? Did you look at my list before we did this or something?
I need a Dunze to do something this week. 1 catch for 10 yards isn't going to do it. Or I don't know if it was 2 catches for 0 yards. All I know he has had 2.0 points. All right, Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. This might be where I have a different pick than you. I picked Cincinnati. How about you?
I picked Cincinnati too.
Oh,
this needs to stop. Actually, no, I'm fine. I'm fine with this. Because you can't pick up games if we're all the same.
Yeah.
So this is good.
Yeah.
I hope we're all the same.
It might be one different, and I just pick one up this week. That's fine. We got 12 more weeks to go. All right. Miami at New England. Ooh. I just say ooh on this one. I'll bring this one up a little bit later in the show.
Me too.
Oh crap!
Me
we
too.
may have the we may have the same rain or shine games as well.
I think I feel a raindrop. Yeah.
Yeah. Who you got?
Um, I I want to be right one of these times with Tyler Huntley, so I'm going to say the Dolphins.
Okay, well there's a different ones for us. I got New
Okay,
England. I just haven't seen anything out of Miami since
it's
Tua's been
understandable.
gone, and I'm hoping that they can do something. I really do. They have a lot of superstars that just can't get the ball in their hands, and it's frustrating, I'm sure. All right, next one. Washington is at home against Cleveland, and I would assume by your Cleveland ranked number 32 in the NFL that you're thinking Washington on this one.
They're playing great, so
They really are.
I got to give Washington this one.
Yep. Nope. They're doing a fantastic job, and kudos over there to Dan Quinn, the head coach. I haven't really followed how Bobby Wagner's doing. Have you heard much about it?
I have not.
Yeah.
I've seen him on the field a couple of times, but I haven't seen like any stats or how he's doing or all. No.
Right. Hopefully he's doing well. All right. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. You can pick this one first.
I have
Don't.
a sneaking suspicion
Don't.
that the Jags get their first win.
I have the Jags getting their first win as well. They are favored by 3. That's kind of the weird thing about it is they are favored by 3. So
we have an update.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking at Bobby Wagner's stats right now.
Okay.
He's leading their team in total tackles.
Nice.
Tackles for loss. And has the most solo tackles as well. So
fantastic.
And he's tied for the most with assisted tackles. So he has 38 total tackles.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Good to hear. That's some quick
and a half
journalism right there. That's some quick
I
research.
had it right here. I'm like, let me check. So
all right. Next game, Buffalo at Houston. So this one might be getting a little hot.
What did I say earlier? Do you recall?
You said something about Stephon Diggs having a huge game in this.
Both teams can put up points.
Revenge game.
The revenge game. I do think Houston takes this one. I think it's going to be a very good game.
I got Buffalo winning it, so we'll. There's 2 different ones that we've got. I think it'll be a good game as well, though. All right, Denver actually favored at home by 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Devontae Adams wanting out of
and he is out
Vegas
for 1 to 2 weeks. So
yeah, now he's hurt. Anyway, what do we got? They're both 2-2 on the year. This is a rivalry game, same division.
I got the Broncos.
I also have the Broncos. All right, San Francisco giving 7.5 to Arizona. They're in San Francisco. Arizona 1-3. San Francisco 2-2. 49ers get back to their winning ways.
They won last week.
I guess they won last week already. They were 1-2, so
they were mad at what happened, that close game the week prior, and they came out last week and just took care of business. So yeah, I'm gonna give 49ers another win.
All right, I got San Francisco as well. Green Bay at the Rams. Green Bay favored by 3. Jordan Love playing, obviously. I got Green Bay.
Yeah, I do too. It's hard to bet against the Packers right now, even though their records doesn't show like how good they've actually been playing. It's hard to bet against Jordan Love and how he's been playing this year. So
yeah, and he finished last year that way, so it's not a surprise really. He was rated up there pretty high. All right, the Giants come to Seattle. Giants 1-3, Seattle 3-1. Seattle played a great game in Detroit. Did not come along away with the victory. What's going to happen here? Don't tell me this is a trap game and Seattle's going to fall on their face. Is their defense going to be healthy? They were missing 4 defensive linemen in that game against Detroit, and it showed. They played decently, but it showed. You're thinking about this. You have to think about this?
In a way, because how have we played against the Giants in the past?
Hey, this is a new coach. 3 years ago, we played against the Giants, and they had no business even being in the same stadium than us, and they made us look like shit.
So here's the thing. You may have a different coach, but they have the same quarterback that beat us. So I think the Giants lose this game.
No, it wasn't.
Jones.
It was Colt McCoy that beat him. He was a backup.
Okay.
Anyway,
either way, I got the Seahawks winning. All of that build-up just to be like, no, Seahawks win.
All right.
Trying to throw you off a little bit.
I do too. All right. How about the Sunday night game? The Dallas Cowboys at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, these two have played in the Super Bowl a couple times. Can Dallas do it? Is there enough there?
Will they? I don't know. Don't think so. Steelers defense has been pretty good. I have the Steelers winning this game.
I do too, actually. I really do. If Micah Parsons and who's the big guy that went down is out now for a little while.
DeMarcus Lawrence?
Yeah. If they were healthy, I think possibly.
That did hinder my
without those two, though, I give it to Pittsburgh. I think I'd love to see Russell Wilson get involved, but I don't think he's going to see the field as long as he.
The only time that he will see the field is if something happens to Justin Fields.
Yep. That's the only way he's going to get in.
And I hope
injury. Or if they get ahead,
he doesn't.
Maybe if they're ahead like 35-0 against Dallas in the second half, maybe Russell gets a chance to get in. That'd be cool.
Probably not.
Anyway,
we'll see.
All right, and the last game of the week on Monday night, Kansas City at home against the New Orleans Saints. Kansas City is favored by 5.5. Who do you have winning this one?
I have Kansas City taking this, but it would not surprise me the Saints somehow do what they did the beginning of the season and pull off dropping 35 points on Kansas City and they can't keep up for some reason.
Yeah.
But I have Kansas City.
Yeah, I have Kansas City as well. And that's a game that, New Orleans has been a surprise a few times when you're thinking, oh, no way, they're not going to compete. And Derek Carr does it. So I have Kansas City winning as well. So I think we had 3 different picks, something like that, 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. So a little chance for me to pick something up. All right. A couple more things to do here. How about the parlay? Again, last week we both of our picks were wrong. They're both losers.
1.5.
So we wouldn't have won anything there. What do we got this week?
Well, I have another over/under because that's all I really like to do.
All right.
I got the Saints and Chiefs over 43.5.
Okay.
I think
Saints and Chiefs over 43.5.
I don't know if they were going to equally contribute,
right.
But I have a feeling that it could be like what it was with Baltimore and Buffalo, where one team has 36 or 35 right. and the other team has 10, something like that. So
Yep.
All right, that's what I got.
And I'm actually going to take Seattle, giving the 6 to the Giants. I think they should cover that fairly easy. All right, now we're going to pick the rain or shine games of the weekend.
Well,
so these are the rain game is the yawner. That's it's pouring ass rain. You don't really want to be involved. You don't want to watch this game. Why would you want to watch this game? Who is that game for you? The rain game is who?
Well, it could be 2 teams, to be honest, or 2 games. But I have the Dolphins and Patriots. The contender for me is actually the Colts and the Jags. If things are going how the Jags have been but I still got to give it to the Dolphins and Patriots.
Yeah,
both
and that's what I got too. I agree with you on the other one as well. But yep, I think Miami, New England, just without.
I would like to watch Tyler Huntley drop 289 yards and like 70 pass or rushing.
You're not playing him anyway.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to soon. I'm hoping I can make a little trade with someone for a quarterback for my bye weeks.
Okay.
Not you.
Of course not. Unless you want Will Levis.
I don't want
All right.
someone who puts me
How about your shine game of the week?
Mentioned it earlier. Bills and Texans, I think, is going to be a very good game.
And that's exactly what I picked as well. So I think you saw my pages.
I had this typed out before you.
As I was filling them out just a little while ago, I think you came in and said, "Oh my God, he's picking that." I think he's right.
No idea.
All right. So for Robbie, this is Tom. Hoping that this is a great weekend for football. Hoping everybody stays safe. We don't need any more injuries. And hopefully all your teams win and all your fantasy football teams do fantastic.
Except if you're playing against me.
Except for my wife's. All right.
I'm gonna tell.
We will see you next week. Signing off from beautiful Aberdeen, Washington. This is Tom Sotera. Have a great night.